Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa. Welcome to Transfer Hub, your home of Aston Villa's transfer news, rumours, links, murmurings, incomings, outgoings, you name it, you'll find it here over on Transfer Hub. On today's episode, we are talking strikers. Are we about to see some striker movement? We've got two rumours that dropped late last night / early this morning about two players. So let's get into it. If you are new around here, make sure you are subscribing. Helps me out. If you're enjoying the content, if you watch us and you don't comment and you don't have a Google account, make one. Get involved, offer and share your thoughts and hit that like button. Let's try and get around 700 likes on today's episode. So the two rumours that are coming out. Sorry, I'm having It's an early one today. First coffee of the day always hits that little bit differently. So is it news? Do we know it's been coming? Possibly. And we're going to get into it. So we've got a rumour here now. The door is open for Nicolas Jackson for around 70 million for Chelsea. A decision will be made after the Club World Cup. He could stay or leave. Some English clubs have made inquiries, Aston Villa, Manchester United, etc. In Italy, Naples is interested. Now, we know that they're interested. They've been interested in Nunes as well from Liverpool. So I think we knew we would be linked again with Jackson. And we'll get into all of it in a second. The next rumour that dropped, and this was from Fabrizio Romano, was that Al Hilal will surely sign a new striker this summer as part of plans for Simon Inzaghi. No contacts took place so far for Dusan Vlahovic, despite links, while Al Hilal made an inquiry for Ollie Watkins earlier this week. No formal bids so far. So, those are the two rumours, and they look pretty credible to me, and it looks something like what I could see kind of happening if Ollie was going to leave, Jackson being linked, and Villa maybe making a move for Jackson if Ollie Watkins leaves. Now, the second rumour, the Ollie Watkins one, I would say I am 99.99 recurring % sure that Ollie Watkins would not go to Saudi. Watkins is a family guy. I just don't see him in Saudi whatsoever. Like, I see him maybe at the back end of his career, maybe linking up with, say, Dean Smith in America in the MLS, if he's still there. That's something, if Watkins was ever going to leave the country, that's where I would see him going. So, reading into that one right there, they have made an inquiry earlier this week, no formal bids. So, I imagine it was, I'm not going there, sorry. That is the conversation that I imagine has been had if it got to his agent, etc., and they had to speak about it. Now, the Nicolas Jackson one is really interesting because I remember we've spoke about him a couple of times this window, and the reaction is, I'd probably say, is it split 50-50? Like, I think some people like him, some people don't like him. And I think we've also done a comparison episode on one of the transfer hubs, and they are very similar players. They have an XG similar. They are just across the board. They are very similar players. Like, their touch is similar. Their ground jewels is similar. Everything about them is like very, very similar. So I think there's not an out and out dip if you say you sell Watkins, you get Jackson. I just think it's very, very samey. I think they both miss chances. I think they're both sometimes wasteful in front of goal. On their day, they are brilliant and they can take their chances. And it's just about finding, with both of them, that purple patch where they're in form and they're scoring and they're enjoying football and they're doing really well. So, yeah, I just think they are pretty similar. Now, if we are going to talk about this now and we are going to think, why would Villa spend 70 million on Nicolas Jackson? And it's probably because we would get substantial money for Watkins and we would then have to go out and spend on a striker. And the one thing about Jackson is that Unai Emery, I think, would be the guy who would be pushing for Nicolas Jackson. Having worked with him before, and I think Jackson absolutely loves Unai Emery. We've seen the interviews before of Jackson saying that he owes everything to Unai Emery for making him the player that he is today. That relationship there is very strong. Now, if Emery can get 1-2 really good seasons out of Jackson where the numbers were really good, then it makes a lot of sense. Now, the other area where it kind of makes sense from a financial point of view for Villa would be this point of view right here. So we've got Aston Villa's current wages and the players that are on X amount of money. Now, Ollie Watkins at Villa is on 130 grand a week, and Nicolas Jackson at Chelsea is on 100. So, again, for SCR, if that deal was going to happen and Watkins was to leave, we would, I imagine, offer Jackson the same deal that he's on at Chelsea. We would probably offer him 100, and then we'd have that net 30 where we'd be saving each week. And again, for SCR, 30 grand a week, it starts to add up. And that's the model of wages that we are probably looking at working with. A player, we can spend money on the player, but then the wages are less for the incoming player. So that is probably one positive. But for me, I would stick with Watkins. I just feel like both of them are they're just too similar. That I don't really think I don't look at Jackson and go, you're gonna get more goals than Ollie Watkins, and you're gonna excel more than what Watkins is. And I think as a club, when we're buying a player, that's what we should be looking at. If someone's going to go, we're getting this that's a little bit different, but we're not. You'd be getting the same. And I'm not sort of discrediting Watkins here, because a lot of you know that I really like him, but they are very similar. Like, if we just have a quick little look at some of the stats to just sort of show you that they are pretty similar. So we'll just go with the main ones, and we'll go with the attacking ones. So non-penalty goals from Jackson, 0.41. And then if we have a look at Watkins, 0.41. So Watkins has got 0.41 and Jackson has got 0.41. We've got total shots per game. Jackson, 3.08. Watkins is taking 2.71. Assists, Watkins is at 0.33. Jackson's at 0.20. Passes completed, Jackson 75.9%. Watkins is at 72.8%. Progressive passes, 1.09 for Watkins. We've got 1.54 for Jackson. Should we have a little look at what other little stats would stand out for a striker? Let's have a little look at carries. So progressive carries, we've got 1.91 for Jackson. Carries into the final third, 1.01. Missed controls, again, an area that I think Watkins is weak at controlling. And I think Jackson, 2.88. Missed controls, dispossessed, 1.66. We have a look at Watkins's missed controls. 2.30, dispossessed 1.69, progressive carries 1.80. So all of their metrics are so similar that is it a good thing if you sell a striker and you get something similar back? Would it be adaptation? I don't know. I mean, the names that I would want if Watkins was to go would be Ekatike, Sesko, that ilk of player. I think that's what I would want if I was spending a lot of money on a striker. But obviously, wages go with that as well. So it's an interesting one that rumour has popped up again. But again, Watkins is not going to Saudi. Villa will keep being linked with Jackson, mainly because of the Unai Emery link as well. And, you know, if it was Jackson, Emery would probably get a really good tune out of him. He would probably have a really top season. He would probably feel more comfortable at Villa. And that vibe with Emery would speak quite a lot, to be honest. I think he would do well. He'd do well in the Europa League. And he's a good player. Like, he's a good player. But is he taking us to that next? And that's what I'd want from the striker. I look at Newcastle with Isak. There's talk of Ekatike going there. Is Isak going to Liverpool? But that's the general gist of what they might be doing. Now, Watkins might be leaving Villa, but we've been linked with Jackson. Like, I just don't think he gives me the excitement that I'd really want. I think I'd feel like, okay, yeah, it's just like, it's decent, but it's not wow, is it? You know, there's people out there that really don't rate Jackson, and that's completely fine. But I do think he's okay. He's not terrible, but again, he's not amazing, is he? So I think that's pretty much everything that's going around at the minute. Yesterday, we had a very busy day. I did the episode about the window, and then the news of Leon Bailey dropped. So again, I do think the window's kind of heating and hotting up a little bit for Villa. I don't know. I sense a bit of movement. I sense a bit of something's out there. I think that's just a vibe. I don't know anything, but that's just a little vibe that I've got as well. And yeah. I mean, we've all seen the Grealish video. I didn't really feel like there's any need to talk about Grealish, to be honest. It's Grealish, isn't it? That's what he does. He goes out and has a good time, and he was drunk, and we've all been drunk, and we've all, you know, when you chat to your mates and your arms around your mates, and you start going, "Oh, I really love you, I do." And he's obviously still a City fan, and that's what he's done. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, I can't hammer him for that. Do you know what I mean? Like, but again, I don't think I'd have him back anyway. So, I don't think we'd have him back for the wages, etc. So, I just don't really think it matters, really. So that's just my thoughts on it. You know, he's played for Villa all his career. He holds Villa in probably a high regard personally, but then he's gone to City and won major trophies. Like, he obviously cares about Man City as well. Do you know what I mean? So, it's just a nothing, really. It's like, do you love us more than you love them? Like, it's just like kid playground stuff, in it, really. So I'm not really bothered. So I don't really think it's a big deal either, really. So, Villa fans, there's the news. Watkins and Jackson. We're gonna have to just keep an eye on this Jackson, because I do think there is probably something in this, and I do think we would probably, put it this way, if Watkins leaves, we probably go for Jackson. That's what I think. And So I think we've just got to really keep an eye on what goes on with Watkins. But again, I don't think Watkins is going to leave. But Gyökeres is on strike now at Sporting. They can't get this deal done. Arsenal have spent 50 on Madueke, but not got the striker yet. Are they going to go for? Are they just going to wait it out and end up with Watkins? Don't know. I don't know. So Villa fans, let me know your thoughts. Up the Villa.